Welcome, minion.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Can you hear me? That's weird. Modern CPUs rarely cook. I wish that were true. Core i9 13 and 14 series, apparently it's a bit of a epidemic on the old cooking. And I have in fact fallen victim to it by the looks of things. So, good evening. How are we all doing? What's going on with my CPU? I have a Core i9 13900. And as most of you probably know, there's been an issue with those and the 14,000 series in that they could deteriorate. Something to do with the boost clocks, too high voltage or something. Now, there was a patch, or a BIOS patch, for most motherboards that fixed it, but it looks like my CPU was already too far gone. The worst thing, though, since patching my motherboard, I definitely think the situation actually got worse. I don't know if that's because I was undervolting my CPU a little. I think I was. Was I undervolting my CPU or was I just undervolting my GPU? I may have just been undervolting my GPU. And now with the BIOS update for my motherboard, you cannot, well, you're not supposed to be able to undervolt the CPU anymore. And honestly, are you switching to new X? Oh God, I'm not switching to anything new. No, I'm sorry. I'm having to live with this cooked CPU, I'm afraid. Go AMD. Not really an option. The only AMD I currently have is my old Threadripper, and it's terrible for games. It is absolutely the worst for games. So 9,800 came out. Yeah, no, I'm not getting a new CPU, guys. I certainly can't. I couldn't. I mean, I don't think I can afford a replacement for the CPU I've got. I mean, that's, you know. We lose audio. Have you lost audio? So AMD makes more than Threadrippers. Yeah, but do you think I've got one of each of them lying around my house? The only AMD chip I have got is a Threadripper. Old school. Old Threadripper. OG Threadripper. It's great for what it does. Well, it's not great. It's acceptable for what it does, which is streams to you guys, renders to you guys, but you can't play games on it. If I switch to that, mate, I'd probably be better. Oh no, I've got rid of my old 4000 CPU. Honestly though, I mean, if I still had that old i7 4750K or whatever it was. That's as fast as the Threadripper. We're talking this thing's from 9 years ago. 9 years ago. Wait, you're telling me YouTubers aren't rich? Yeah, I don't think anyone's rich at the moment, but no, I'm definitely no. I don't talk about it much with you guys, but I think I may have mentioned we're living on savings at the moment. Things are not brilliant. So get a 9800X 3D best gaming chip. Yeah, this is not an option. Guys, this is not an option. Even if I was to get a new CPU, it would have to be the exact same socket. It would have to be Intel. It would have to be a 13 or a 14,000 series just to replace this one. So the extended warranty is until 2026. Get it replaced by Intel. Here's the problem with that, Angelic Mike. I'm not totally sure I can... I don't know how it works here in Norway. Whether or not I actually have to go through the people I bought it from. But if I don't, how does it go with Intel? Do I just ask them and they send me a CPU in a few weeks? Or do I have to send my CPU to them? Because I got a feeling if I try to get it back from Complet, who I bought it from, I have to send it to them. They check that it's indeed broken, and then they send me a replacement. So you're looking at about a 6-week turnaround. You're looking at about a 6-week turnaround. That means no streams, no videos for 6 weeks. Get a 13600K. I mean, that's probably a lot cheaper than the 13900. It would be a downgrade for me, I guess, but maybe that's better than the crashing. And the crashing is controllable, though. The crashing is... This is why I did not think... Did your Ryzen get set on fire? I've never had a Ryzen. This, you doubt it would take 6 weeks, to be honest. What, well, I can't remember what the return policy was for Complet. I believe last time I returned something, they said to wait 4 to 6 weeks. So, if it was a box CPU direct to Intel, if it was a tray bulk CPU through the retailer, well, it was a box. So but again, I don't know how it works here in Norway. That's the big problem. But if it's Intel, if it is Intel, do I... Oh, wow. Fish Fiend! Thank you for the... Is that 100 Australian dollars? Or is that... What, dollars? I have no idea what that is. It's not Australia, is it? Yeah, if somebody wants to, if you've got an old 13900 lying around, just mail it to me. Yeah. If it's that case, 6 weeks waiting isn't that bad. No, that's the death of my channel right there. 6 weeks. That's the death of my channel. I'm not even totally sure I'd like to, go 1 week or 2 weeks. There'd be no streams, but I might have just about enough videos to keep everything going. 6 weeks, basically once Skyrim finished, which is not going to be that long. I think it's going to be a 26 episoder. I don't know how many. I've done 11 to 15 to... Oh, actually, you know what? Well, no, it wouldn't be that long. There'd be 5 weeks. There'd be 5 weeks, maybe, and then there'd be a week with nothing but Fallout London. And you'd have no streams in this time. So there'd be no streams. There'd just be a little bit of Fallout London. But I wouldn't have anything to do anything like... So you're probably looking at 2 weeks after I get the CPU back before anything else gets made that's new. So there'd probably be a 3 to 4 week gap. Try manually lowering clocks and voltages. You can't. That's the problem. Thank you, Cordelic Silovic. It is Australian dollars. Thank you very much. Cordio Silovic, thank you for the $50 super chat. Go for super sticker. What is a super sticker? I got a super sticker. What is a super sticker? Did I miss something? What's a super sticker? The miss? What did I miss? Where did I buy it from? Complet. Yeah. I've sent them a message asking them what I should do. They have not replied yet. The $50 was a super. Oh, that's a super sticker, not a super chat. What's the difference? Oh, this is my first ever super sticker. What's a super sticker? It's a new thing. Couldn't you switch to temporarily uploading 3 times a week or something? I mean, look, that's basically what would happen. Small cat sims. Basically, in about 4 or 5 weeks, Skyrim would end, and then it would be 3 times a week Fallout London. But remember, in this time there'd be nothing. There'd be no uploads other than that. No streams or anything like that. Scroll up to see the super sticker. No, I've seen it. I just not totally sure what it is. It's a big picture that's animated. Buy new motherboard and CPU. No, that's not an option. Really. But here's the thing, right? So let me. Angelic Mike just gifted 5 subs to people over on Twitch. Thank you very much. Let me paint you the picture, right, of the problem. When I say it's cooked, there's not a smoking heap. Maybe I phrased that badly. It's just, it was. I probably gone a bit hyperbolic. Right, here's the problem with the CPU, and this is. It's such an odd problem that I didn't believe that was my CPU was the problem. Normally, when your CPU's gone, what will happen is the second you start pushing the load, that's when it will crash. And my system is so rock solid when I'm putting it under load that I just didn't believe it when people were saying, you're crashing in these games. It's probably your CPU's cooked. And I was sort of thinking to myself, well, the only time it crashes is like when I'm in a loading screen in Skyrim. There's a certain, every now and again in Fallout London, it crashes. But like loading screen for Skyrim, always a loading screen. I'm like, your CPU is not under any pressure during a loading screen, right? I mean, it's a loading screen. And I'm thinking, Fallout London, it's Fallout London, right? It's Fallout London. It's going to have the odd crash. And they're always really reproducible. So, for example, it'll be when I'm moving from one cell to the next, right? And I figured this out because it's as I approach a certain point quickly, suddenly it crashes. And if I keep going to that point quickly, it crashes. If what I do is I get close to that point and then I hang around for a minute or two, and then I move onwards, it doesn't crash. So I'm like, oh, this is just, the data loading, some script is under too much pressure. So I'm thinking, that's Fallout London. Yeah, you just do. Starfield crashes, I'm going to hold my hand up and say I'm a little bit guilty of just going, hey, it's Bethesda, right? That's what I was doing. It was a bit more than normal, and I was a bit surprised because I get crashes in Starfield even when vanilla. But it seems like I was doing Bethesda a dirty. I did have a couple of crashes in Divinity Original Sin. Again, though, in weirdly reproducible points. When in a barter menu with a certain NPC, if I went into that barter menu and I stayed there for a minute or two, crash. So I ended up getting around it by off screen. I just went into the barter menu, quickly sold, quit, saved, went back into the barter menu, buy, come out, saved. And it's that, but it's such a specific crash that you're like, that's not a CPU, is it? I mean, that's not a CPU. And I've tested my memory to death as well. I'm like, everything's rock solid. The only other crash I'm getting that I can remember was when I was playing Cyberpunk. If I was doing a lot of dashing. Now, in my actual recorded playthrough, I didn't do a lot of dashing. I didn't have a character who did much dashing. But when I wasn't recording the Let's Play, normally when I play Cyberpunk, 9 out of 10 times, I'll end up with a character who gets reflexes 15 so I can do air dashes, right? Because it's by far the easiest way to play the game. And I noticed that if I did lots of dashes one after another, I could occasionally get crashes. And again, my brain was like, oh, got a problem with Cyberpunk. But this was a while ago. Somebody in the patron Discord said, yeah, probably what it's doing is it's loading stuff. You're getting a boost on one core, and that's the problem. And this is apparently, if I'm understanding it correctly, this is the problem with the Intel chip now. You'll get a problem with one core or maybe two, I don't know. And when you boost, which tends to happen when you get a sudden splurge of data, even though your CPU's not under any load, bam, it goes. That's what it seems to be. Sounds like Intel software glitch. Right, so basically, that's what my computer is like, right? So, have I tried setting the FPS limit? Well, again, I already set the FPS limit in a lot of these games, like Fallout London. At least I think I do. I'll double check that one. And for things like Skyrim, honestly, at 120 frames a second, the CPU's barely ticking over. It's running around at like 25%. Try Prime 95 to thrash all the cores. No, that's the problem, Max. Putting a load on the cores does not crash it. Prime 95, OCCT, Cinebench, you name it. Right? And the same is true of the memory. Ran OCTT memory stresses, MemTest 86 for 4 hours. Stress testing it. My system is so solid. This is why I was refusing to accept that my CPU was broken. Have you tried turning it off and on again? Ooh, yeah, I should try that. Switch to Ryzen 9. Guys, I can't buy a new CPU, let alone a whole new system. Because I'm guessing a Ryzen 9800 doesn't just need new motherboard as well. Probably also needs new memory. And even if I got the cheapest of the cheapest systems, right, then it's a massive downgrade. I mean, this is the thing. My system is still able to play Skyrim at 120, Fallout London at, well, I actually can play Fallout London at 120, but I tend not to because I find it with the VSync, it gets the occasional stutter, but only on the recording. So it's the Ryzen 9800 is €1,000 for CPU and motherboard. Exactly. And then memory. I don't know if the memory in this motherboard can even work. You have a Z790 motherboard and it only takes 13/14 gem. So how can you help? I don't think you can, Liam. I'm more or less just letting you guys know. I mean, look, we were having a podcast today. We're having a podcast, and I knew that the only thing I had to talk about was the fact that I have now accepted. I finally accepted it. I've been convinced. CPU's burked. Do you have DDR4 or DDR5? I don't remember, to be honest. I would need to quickly check. And yes, it would play Skyrim better than your current system. I honestly doubt that because I limit my FPS on Skyrim at 120. So it doesn't matter how good of a system I get. I'm not going to get better than that because I limit it to 120. Thank you, Velinion, for $2 super chat. Intel claims a 10-day turnaround on RMAs. Oh, do they? All right. Well, I'll think about it. Are my system specs online anyway? Yeah, in my YouTube bio. So then, well, if it's a 2-week turnaround, I will contact Intel, see what they say. But again, this is going to mean that the chances are when Stalker 2 arrives, I will not be able to play it. I'm basically going to have a, like you say, 2-week turnaround. That's once the CPU arrives at them, probably. Then I'll have to do a few days for it to get there, then a few days for it to get back. Don't know how they're going to do it. Don't know if they ship it to somewhere in Norway and they send it from Norway, or whether I'm going to have bloody customs issues. I would suggest that I'm probably going to, even if they tell me 2 weeks, I'm going to expect it's 3 weeks before I get the CPU back in my machine. That's what I would do. And that's 3 weeks. I'm not ready for Stalker. So shame that messing with the BIOS is not an option. Well, I mean, you can't undervolt it. That's the thing. That's what the new BIOS update did. It stopped you from doing that. So I could probably use my memory on an AM5 motherboard. Right, but still, you're looking at a fairly huge cost. Check the heat temp. Heat temps are fine. Heat temps are fine. I got one hell of a cooler. And the Intel chip throttles once it hits 100 anyway. It throttles once it hits the 100, but I rarely hit the 100. I mean, currently it's around 36 degrees C. When I run games, I rarely go over 60. Have you taken it into your favorite service person for a top to bottom check so at least you know exactly what needs to be done? I am my favorite service person. do people have an actual service person they go to see with bits and bobs? You just take your CPU to them and say, hey, mate, can you just give me a run through on that? I don't know anyone I can just take my CPU to. What if you got another 13 or 14 gen? That is realistically the only option. And even that's sort of an expensive option. You know, that's still, I mean, it might be the only realistic option. Other than live with it. That's the other thing. It might be a case of live with it for a while. Because, guys, I've finished today. I finished my playthrough of Skyrim Bard's College Expanded. And again, it was kind of annoying sometimes when I had a load screen and it would crash. But it was not end of world, and it usually only happened if, for example, like, because what I tend to do, here's how when I'm recording, I will play for a while and then I need a break now. So I will press escape, I will save the game, yeah? I will then go to the toilet, grab a drink, walk around, come back 10 minutes later, and then I will reload the save. Or I may have, I'll reload the save. And I've started trying to do that so I can have a vague idea of how long I've been playing for each session or chapter. Because believe it or not, when you're in the menu, it keeps ticking time on your game save time. And I'd do that and I'd load it and it would crash and I'd have to start the game again and then load it and everything would be fine. It really wasn't a big deal. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's an extra 30 seconds to a minute. It's annoying, but it's not end of the world. Yeah. Did you try underclocking it? I'd have to think, can I underclock it? I mean, I could try it, I guess. I will Google to see what people can do if they've got this problem. But apparently it's something to do with the boost. I'm wondering if I could turn the boost off. But again, the Asus Prime Z790, that might be what I've got. But I can't undervolt this anymore because I Let's have a system, because I flashed the BIOS that would protect the CPU from this. And one of the things it did is it disabled undervolting. So there you go. Pick a good month, a slow one, and run the old CPU till then. Problem is there are no good months. I mean, that's the big problem. There are no good months. There are not going to be any months where I can just not do anything for a month. I mean, I have problems even on vacation. I have to get really, the boost causes it, but once it's broken, said Neo Quattro. Yeah, that's what I've been told. Could you pre-record a couple of extra weeks in content? Well, that's the only other option. You see, I'm way ahead on Fallout London, but I'm not that far ahead on Skyrim. But I'm possibly far enough that if I RMI and sent it back now, I might be back in time before I'd finished posting the Skyrim. But this would mean essentially, I mean, next week we've got Stalker 2. I wouldn't be there for that. Basically, I wouldn't be playing any games until January. So, because essentially that chip, if I'm lucky, would come back just before Christmas break. So, Threadripper gaming month then. No, I cannot. Here's the thing. If I turned to my Threadripper to game, then I wouldn't be recording it. So I wouldn't be recording or streaming, and I'd have to move all of the stuff across from... oh God, I'd have to dismantle so much from one machine and put it in the other, and then when the CPU came back, do it the other way round. The 950 XTR is more than useless at gaming. It is. That's the problem. Is it's pretty good at doing what it does. It's very old, and it's not as good at rendering as it used to be. But it's like 9 years old, so JJL Potter, thank you for the £10 super chat. Sorry for repeating myself, and I promise this will be the last time I ask. As a PlayStation user all my life, one who is now moving to a gaming PC, what would you recommend? I'm probably the wrong person to ask gaming PC-wise, but at the moment, I can tell you AMD is the way to go. CPU and motherboard. Apparently, the 9800 absolutely rocks, but the 7800 X3D is really good still, and should be quite cheap. So AMD. What you want to do though is go and look up some of the tech sites and get some advice from them. On the graphics card, I'd still say Nvidia are on top, but I like my ray tracing. Your fan base isn't going anywhere, Gopher. Just chill, play what works, record where you can. Yeah, I wish that were true, Torg VAF. My fan base... Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying there aren't people who would hang around, but experience has told me any break in the timetable and you bleed views and subs. It can take a year or so to recover from it. It's the way the algorithm works. We're all a slave to the algorithm. If I don't upload and keep my uploads regular, and, like I said, I mean, I've already been bleeding views and subscribers for quite some time. Many, many years, actually. It's not an option. And this is not because my viewers, it's just the way the algorithm works. Fairly brutal work conditions, to be honest, I sympathize. But don't get me wrong, guys, I still love doing this. I mean, I work many, many hours, and yeah, taking a break takes a lot of planning, but there are obvious advantages to it. I work from home, don't have to interact with real human beings. So I can't complain about that. It's just, unfortunately, let's face it, the economy is bad for everybody at the moment, and so at the moment, I'm not so much as treading water as bailing water from the boat. There you go. Have you ever played Dungeons 3? It has the narrator from Stanley Parable. No, I haven't. So I have taken hiatuses from watching Gopher runs. I'm sorry your revenue depends on people watching your content alone. Well, look, you guys don't have to feel guilty for not watching it. It's my job to make the content watchable and to try and feed the algorithm the right way. The problem is just absolute honesty here. My sort of content does not feed the algorithm anymore. It just doesn't. And, you know, I always knew this could be a temporary thing. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I'm about to disappear anytime soon. I do have some savings. We are just going to take it day by day for a little while. And, you know.
Welcome, minion.
If I can keep paddling and keep bailing the boat until the kids have grown up, things will get a little easier after then. And I don't plan on retiring, so, you know, time to make cat videos. He's also terrible at merch promotion. I am. Koriko sent me a message saying, send me some Christmas things for merch. I am terrible at this. So we're all in agreement here. We're blaming all of Gopher's problems on Sweden. What was your day job before Gopher? I was a programmer, developer, before I did this. And before that, I was actually a school teacher. When I was living in England, I was a mathematics and computer school teacher. So, and no, I do not. How do podcast vids do on your channel? They do okay, actually. Honestly, they do okay. So, just watched a commercial for you, Gopher. Thank you very much. But yeah. The algorithm already shunned you. I've been rewatching Leonard currently on chapter 6 and I've not had any of your videos recommended to me. See, that is the problem. I don't know what I was supposed to do, but I think at some point I was supposed to alter what I did because they stopped having a subscription feed as the default and started having this recommended thing. And the algorithm, the algorithm does not give people what it wants. The algorithm gives what it believes will make people click. And you'd think that was the same as what people want, but it's not. What it does is it provokes a response from people. Who's that? Ramsden, thank you for the £20 super chat. Thank you very much. See, this is, you guys basically keep me afloat. You do. You're the only reason I can even do this. So yeah, but there's not really much I can do about it without, I don't know, just not producing the same content. And I just don't know how I feel about that. Genesis, thank you for the 5 Swedish franc super chat. Very good friend of mine kidnapped me with a LARP battle last Sunday and it was hilarious despite me getting curb stomped by a short woman with a spear. That is the weirdest super chat I've ever had. Oh, right. Yeah. But it's just, look, it's how it is. I think it's the way the algorithms have been shaped now. They're looking for... Honestly, I get the feeling when I get fed stuff, the algorithm briefly tried to annoy me. Tiger Eyes, thank you for the $20 super chat towards a CPU. Are we going to get a CPU fund going here? No, what I noticed was a while ago, this happened especially over on Twitter. I really don't look at Twitter anymore. It does my head in. All that was appearing were a bunch of really horrible things, like really horrible things. So I just didn't click on it. Then all of a sudden, because I go back every day as I post a video, I started to see disturbing and shocking things, right? And I'm like, oh my God. And I ignored them. And then it started to show, I can't remember, it showed several things. And then all of a sudden, it showed someone doing some incredible trick. Like, there was just this animator of someone, and it caught my eye and I clicked on it. And since then, that's what I get, which is way better. It's way better. But it's obviously detected that that caught my eye and I clicked on it. But I have not gone to YouTube and searched for incredible tricks done by such and such a person. And yet, it's still, it still shows me that on X, because that one time I engaged with content was this. It's trying to get me back. It doesn't care what I want. It just cares what I respond to in an instant. So X is a cesspool anyway. Yeah, plenty. Blue Sky's taking off. I actually have an account now. Never use it. So how about a Fallout co-op with many a true nerd? Met him once. In America, all bizarrely enough. You can't... Oh, you mean Fallout 76? Yeah, not really my kind of game, is it? Mark Clues, thank you very much for the new member on YouTube. Grisenfall, resub over on Twitch. Missed that one. And Enerys subbed over on Twitch. We had a new member, Tom Walsh. New member here on YouTube. Dark Invader and 323D Knight resubbing over on Twitch. Thank you very much. See, this is why I'm failing. I have difficulty even keeping up with you guys. No more. Cheer. 100 bits. Thank you very much. Twitter had tweets. X has excretions. I like that. I mean, look, I used to complain. Well, I didn't complain, but I used to think Twitter was fairly... But oh my God, it's awful. Luckily for me... Oh, wow. Amy Duncan, $100 super chat for your CPU and channel will not die. Looks like I could probably afford to just order a new 13,900 CPU and plonk it in. Thank you, the Manganese, $10. As a fan for 10 years or more, we all know you will in the end buy a new CPU for your OCD will not allow for anything else. Looks like I might be able to get a replacement CPU for this. It's a shame that you can't get a replacement CPU and then send the old CPU back to Intel and say, I already got a replacement for this. Can you just give me a refund? Time to do more interviews with mod creators. Look, here's the thing, guys. I don't think there's any one thing that I do and suddenly I'm going to get, like, I'm going to reverse this trend. I think it's kind of, I've got my niche and that's probably where I belong. And that niche just isn't working as much as it used to. But look, here's the thing. I loved playing Fallout London and making the Let's Play for you guys. I've still not finished it. I'm on episode 91, 92, and I'm on a break through Skyrim. Sam Benuka, thank you for the $50 super chat.
Welcome, minion.
And a new member, Matthias Scacchi. Thank you very much. Thank you, guys. He would also need a whole new motherboard. Yeah, look, here's the thing. I could possibly get a replacement for the i9, but if I try to get a whole new system, it's ridiculous. Diversifying your content a bit could benefit your channel. Well, Enidan, here's the thing. I tried shorts, and I enjoy shorts, but they don't get much traction, and they don't redirect much traffic. So I don't mind doing them, though, every now and again, if I think they're appropriate. But I can't just become a shorts content creator. In the Friday evening, pizza fun because the new CPU is good, but pizza with family is gooder. Thank you, Genesis. Oh, Sally Forth, $10, a bit more for the new CPU. Thank you very much, guys. This was not supposed to be a charity drive, though. Also, I should probably get off and do... I need to build a new lava tower. Chasing the Echoes. What? My contribution to the stuff, $105.48. Thank you, Chasing the Echoes. Guys, thank you very much. Thank you. I do appreciate this, but I'm beginning to worry that I've guilted... This was not a guilt you guys into fixing my crap for me. It was just more of a... That's the thing I realised today. Oh, my God. Liam McCon. $100 super chat. Thank you very much. Long overdue. Thanks for so much entertainment the past decade plus. See, this is why I like making the content I like. Because you guys like it and support me. Why not do a charity stream for the new PC then? I feel like I've accidentally done one here. And I'm feeling... I'm still feeling a bit overwhelmed by this. Bulving! Thank you for the 100 Swedish krona. Hey, that's my second super sticker, is it? It's their first super. Have I had more super stickers? Didn't realise them. Have I? Because now I'm noticing them. Super stickers. Is this YouTube trying to compete with Twitch? Probably. Oh, thanks a lot, guys. Well, look, I've now got some options. Shush, take my money, says Hothead. No, the super... No, is that a super chat or a super sticker? Because that's got a message. If it's got a message, it's a super chat. If it's got no message, like Def Love, $50 from Def Love. Thank you. That's a super sticker? You know, I might do better if I actually understood what the hell was going on. This is the reason you should tell people about your Patreon more often, Gopher. Oh yeah, I've got a Patreon. Yeah, I know I am. I am the worst at this. Yes, I've got a Patreon, actually. I've had it for years. That's faded away as well. But then I don't give the patrons enough love. I don't give them enough love. They've got a Discord channel for themselves. And I do chat with them over there every now and again. But that's not exactly... I am bad at this. I am. I know I am. I know it's difficult for people to believe this, but I'm somewhat of an antisocial recluse. Small Cat Sims, $20 super chat. Hope this helps. Thanks for all the awesome content. Oh, guys, thank you very much. Oh, God. The Skyline, $25. You're in a similar situation, not getting by too much, but I have never once supported the channel with more than likes and views. All the best, mate. Oh, Skyline, just seriously, thank you, but everyone. I do realise I'm not the only one in a tight spot. I do realise that. That's why I try not to make a big deal of it normally. Just, I realise it's a big thing for everyone at the moment. And wow. Nails, €20 for a cat video. Oh, I mean a CPU. Oh, you pay me €20 if I make a cat video. Jürgen, is that Noddelan or Nuddelan? Mumble Mumble, Swedes versus Norwegians joke. Thank you for the 101 Norwegian krona. We got a Nordic battle going on. Seriously though, thank you for teaching me to mod Skyrim years ago and then teaching me how to never stop enjoying the game. You could probably be cursing me for that though. BSW Games, thank you for the £20 super chat. A lot of us have been watching your channel for a decade plus, so it's not surprising that we would want to help you. Well, thank you guys. Looks at all the unanswered messages I've sent, Gopher. You antisocial. Say it ain't so. Stop with the snark, Korako. I answered you today. I've told you the big problem is I don't have Skype on anything other than my laptop. I should stop talking now because I can feel more. I'm sure. Korako, I'll talk to you on I'll chat with you later. I was about to start complaining more about things. I'm not complaining about anything else. Kablazen. I'm guessing that's KB Larsen. Danish kroners. We got the Danes getting in on the action here. 169 kroner. I'm guessing. Yes, as an older gamer myself, I love your channel. Thank you very much. Who the hell uses Skype these days? Okay, me and Quorico use Skype because we're the only people who use Skype, which pretty much gives Quorico a direct line to me. Because like on Discord, I get a gajillion messages. And on email, I get I get so many emails. It's ridiculous. So like this is it. And it's because nobody uses Skype. It's just, but I only have Skype in one particular place. And at the moment, I have a reason for not wanting to open that. Because the fan will start kicking in and it sounds like a jet engine. My laptop's a bit meh. But I do already have a replacement fan for it that I got about 6 years ago and have not yet installed. I really should get that doing. Oh my God. Fish Fiend, 20 Australian dollars. You help the modding community flourish, and being a part of this community has changed my life, so thank you. Well, thank you too. And Falathar, remember, for 28 months, please keep doing what you do. Your content really helps. The best anti-stress. Well, thank you. Any Dan, thank you. €10, small contribution to the CPU. Thanks for everything. Thanks, guys. Really, seriously, thank you very much. I feel like I should go and I've got Baldur's Gate. I'm playing Baldur's Gate today. And just so you know, Genesis, 5 Swedish francs. Switzerland's favourite tourist joke. See? Church. No more, just tipped $25. Have some more. Okay, thank you. Lion of High Park. 50 Canadian dollars. As a fan since Steve, thank you for the years of content. Please keep making more. Okay, total tangent because of you, Lion of High Park. This is going to sound totally weird, like I'm having a midlife crisis, and I might be having a midlife crisis. I'm going to try and make the Steve helmet. I know, it sounds like a midlife crisis. And you just reminded me.
Welcome, minion.
The Shadowborn. Resub over on Twitch. Thank you very much. Leonard 13, Chapter 13, Shivering Isles. We haven't had a Chapter 12 yet. What's Chapter 12? Yeah, no, right, okay. So, I am never going to get to Baldur's Gate, am I? Right, here's how this happened. Went to Spiel Expo with my kids and my daughter's boyfriend. It's like the Norwegian gaming convention. And had a pretty good time, actually. But my kids had a better time. They had a great time. I was tired. I was knackered. But I saw a lot of up-and-coming Norwegian games that look really interesting. There's a few. I can't remember the names. I've got some video footage. There's one that looks like a Nordic Dark Souls type game. Looked very nice. The fighting, the animation looks like it needs a bit more impact, but overall it looked pretty good. And it's what it is it's people, it's Norwegian not school kids, but people who are at college, university, and they're in the last year or they finished a year ago and they're starting their own companies based upon what they were doing at school.
Minion.
And so I saw loads of games like that. Arkham Detective looked really interesting. A Call of Cthulhu detective type game. Things like this. So having a really good time. Havoc, remember, for 8 months. And talked to a bunch of people. But there was tons of cosplay there. Tons of cosplay. Loads of them. And they were all having tons of fun. And my daughter's boyfriend had already said to me, if I make that helmet for you, would you go as Steve to the Spiel Expo. And I, in a moment of silliness, said, yeah, sure. But he didn't have time to make it. And at the time, I was a bit relieved, right? I was a bit relieved. But after going there, I was thinking to myself, you know what? This would have been a damn sight more fun if I'd been in fancy dress. Because that's what we old people call cosplay, by the way. That is what we actually call it. We didn't call it cosplay. We called it fancy dress. And so we started chatting with him, and we looked online and found that you can actually buy blueprints of things to make the ancient Nord helmet out of foam. And I was thinking to myself, I really want to do that. I don't know why. I really want to do that. And you reminded me of that. 20 euros from Tulks. We need to get enough for a 9,800. Otherwise, we reward Intel for making bad CPUs. PS Skype rocks. Thank you for the 20 euros. Skype rocks. We got. Do your kids watch your videos? Not so much, no. Do you know what the funny thing is? I got recently, I didn't respond to them. I should have done it. I got asked to do a promotion of Roblox, of all things. And it's one of the, it's obviously not a game I play or probably would have ever played, but I almost responded to them because my kids would probably watch it. Kids love Roblox. So yeah. Anyway. So yeah, maybe I start making cosplay videos. No, just before anyone asks. Fund him a 3D printer for all the other knickknacks. My daughter and her boyfriend are desperately trying to pummel me into getting a 3D printer. And I said to them, even if we could afford it, which we can't, where the hell would we put it? The suggestions were like, well, you could put it under your desk. I'm like, so that's where my feet go. And fix the battery before it blows up. We're not talking about that, Angelic Mike. A Roblox video would probably make the algorithm happy. Yeah, here's the thing. I've sort of resisted the urge to just start promoting stuff that I would... Look, it's not that I judge other YouTubers who, you know... And this video is brought to you by Shadow... What Raid Legends, right? I don't blame them. It's really looks like it's the only way to stay afloat now. But you know me. You guys know me. I can't. I'd be like, yeah, Shadow Raid Legends. I'm like, I click this and then, what the hell is that? I'm like, I can't sell it if I don't believe it. I just can't. You picked a rather extreme example. Right, but here's the thing. Nobody ever contacts me and says, we will pay you to promote the upcoming Stalker 2. Because if they did, I'd have snapped their arm off. Commander Leddy, $100 super chat. Been a long time watcher. Sorry I can't give more. That's more than generous, Commander Leddy. I hope it helps a little. It does help. It helps make me happy as well. Raid Shadow Legends. I got the words correct, didn't I? I mean, I got offers for NordVPN back before anyone had heard of NordVPN. I've got a feeling it might actually be a Nordic company. And I would have. I'm a big supporter of VPNs, right? Big thumbs up. Use a VPN, people, right? I don't actually use NordVPN. I use ExpressVPN. But I just didn't feel right promoting them because I'm not a security expert. Well, let me go, hey, you guys should use NordVPN. It has this, and it does that, and it does this. What the hell do I know? Why would you listen to me on VPNs? What the hell do I know about VPNs that you guys couldn't get in a Google? So why should you take my... Do you know what I'm saying? This is the problem with me and promotions. He doesn't promote his own stuff. That's also true, Quadico. So stop shilling when you're not being paid. Stop yeah. No. Yes. I'm not looking forward to Stalker 2 at all. No. In fact, you want me to play it, you have to pay me. So you're saying you don't do ads because you have ethics? No. I'm saying I don't do ads because I just can't help myself but snark if I want to snark. That's not ethics. That's an uncontrollable urge to poke fun at things. I mean, you want to call that ethics? Be my guest, but it ain't. So yeah. Sponsor spots are fine if you believe or recommend the product. Right. Yeah, exactly. But like what? You know what I'm saying? What? What could I promote that anyone would pay me to promote? And so there's just... I've thought about starting a hot tub stream. Don't have a hot tub. Did to cats, and I do apologise for butchering that because I know I did. €5 super chat. Thank you very much. It's not much. I hope it helps a little. It does. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Why should I listen to you promoting anything? Luckily, you don't promote your own merch, so my finances are safe. I know. I know. I know. Buy a t-shirt. Become a member. Become a member on YouTube or a sub on Twitch. Visit my Patreon. The link will come up, probably, if you type Patreon in the message thing. I also have a GOG supporters link, although I'm terrible at that. Forget that. I'm like the worst. Get a Barbie-sized hot tub. Yeah, should I get like a fake hot tub? And get like an action man and dress it up as Steve and stick it in and put a webcam on it. Oh my God. Oh. And stick a Steve mug in it. Yeah. Didn't even know you had a Patreon. That's because I suck at self-promotion. I do. I have a Patreon. Masterful self-promoting, absolute top-notch. Thanks. People would watch that. You know, when I said it out loud, when I said a fake little hot tub, and then like an action man dressed as Steve, and I put the webcam on and just do podcast, I thought to myself, would that actually work? Leonard OnlyFans. Okay, guys, you're getting a bit weird now. How do YouTube Premium users help the channel? Well, good. YouTube Premium, I get more money from a premium viewer watching my video than a non-premium watching the adverts, unless that premium viewer is watching 24 hours of YouTube per day, 30 days a month or something. You know what I mean? The way it works out is it shares your premium or a section of it between the people you watch. Like, for example, if the only person you actually watched was me, then I think it's like half the premium that you pay goes to your content creators that you watch. So if for example, you watched me and another YouTuber equally, the half of the share that goes to the creators, we'd each get half of it, if that makes sense. And it does come out as more than the ad money. So yeah, pretty well. And I use premium though, because I like getting no ads and being able to download the videos. So you're premium. But I also think if you become a member, you don't get ads if you're a member. Am I right or wrong about that? That's what I've worried about. Pretty much do watch YouTube 24/7. No, I actually, what I mean, Tortolonort, is I think even if you watch YouTube a lot every day, I still think it works out more in the favor for premium users. Who was this? Crazy Ivis? Is that an I or an L? It's an Ivis. Yes, tipped. $25. Thank you very much. If you do end up getting a new CPU, just save the RMA one as a backup in case it happens. Oh, well, I'd probably RMA it. And then if it got sent back, when it got sent back, maybe I could replace. Would the 13900 be better than my Threadripper for rendering videos? As long as it were fixed. But anyway, look, let's just, can we just, let's settle down on this. Let's settle down on this. You probably get a quarter of the premium from me. But there you go. Honestly, I think overall premium is probably better for the creators than adverts. That's what I remember calculating oh so long ago. I can actually probably find the numbers on it and get back to you at some time. You have to go through the analytics. It's a bit of a complicated process, but I can probably figure out if I'm getting more from premium users. YouTube members get ads. I wonder if I can switch that off. I wonder if it's possible, if there's a setting that just says, don't feed ads to YouTube members or something. I don't know. Maybe YouTube would not like that. Probably YouTube decided they don't like that. A lot of that 24/7 is Gopher vids, so it's probably fine. Yeah, it's all about, it's how much of the vids you watch. But to get the same amount from ads, the number of ads you'd have to watch is astronomical. I don't think it would be possible, is what I'm saying. I did calculate it once. If I had money, I'd be flinging also. Cindy's crazy, you don't need to. I've still got cuddly little Indigo up on my shelf over there from you. And a blanket. I'm premium. Am I cool now? Of course you are. So yeah, anyway. I have really gone way low. Could somebody... We refuse to settle down. Velin Neon. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Another one. I'm probably guessing the people over on the Baldur's Gate stream are now rioting, waiting. Or are they all here? That's... Okay. I am failing to YouTube. Before I go to bed, put one of your playlists on repeat. Got it. It's probably best not to try and fool the system. They got ways of detecting that. Plus, you'll be using your own electricity, and that's going to cost you money. You know. Let's have a look. That's a them problem, not ours. Oh, Tim Gracie, Pope Peaches, hello. How you doing? Donation riot. We will never settle down. $20 super chat. Thank you very much. Pope Peaches. Change your name, or is that the name for YouTube? Post Gopher vids as Rick rolls. Sleep playlists are totally a thing. No funny business. I'm not going to ask. Baldur's Gate 3 never piqued my interest. Didn't even like playing it, but I'm glad I enjoy it. Yeah, you're practically unique. Baldur's Gate got like... Seriously. All right, I'm checking the chat over in Baldur's Gate. There's nobody rioting, so that's good. That's good. I spent a good year or two falling asleep to either Red Dead 2 or Witcher 3 playlist. What, mine? I miss Red Dead Redemption 2 so much. I'm in this phase. I think a lot of it's because Red Dead Redemption 1 came out recently, but I'm jonesing for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 as well. Those two just always feel the same to me. Mark Clues, 10 New Zealand dollars. Super sticker. I got that right? I got that right. I got that right. I got it right. I got it right. I got it right. Look at this. I'm learning. Old dog, new tricks. Did you? Right. Okay. So YouTube is doxing me. Oh, okay. Right. Yes, I get it. How can people fall asleep to Gopher? He gets randomly shouted. Oh, whoa. Vox Ratio, thank you for the $200 super chat. Mobile allows 99.99 annoyingly for the CPU and content. Been here since 2012 and here still. Hopefully forever. Much love and keep it going. Thank you very much. 2012. 2012. That's like... Was that the year I went full time? Or was it 2013? I mean, I've been doing this since, I think it's 2008. Technically. And 2011 was when it really started to ramp up with Skyrim. Although, I don't know. 2010? When did I do my New Vegas modding series? That's where it really all started. Oh, I'm getting nostalgic now. AC my wife and I go to bed every night watching your playthroughs since Richard. Oh, thank you. Was it 13? I went full time. All right. I found you because of New Vegas. Yeah, that's how it all started, really. I mean, technically it was Fallout 3, but it was the New Vegas modding guide, wasn't it? That's how it started. I remember those videos, and I remember them getting hundreds of views. Maybe even close to 1,000. And I was unbelievably over the moon. Narrate more Skyrim books. You think I should just go through all the books in the museum? Oh, God, that reminds me. I need to keep my eye on that. I've got at least one Skyrim book in the next chapter. I read a book thinking it was part of a quest. Biography of the Wolf Queen. It wasn't. But I read it anyway. So I'll put that in as a Skyrim book. I do listen to your more peaceful playlists. Do I have any? Oh, my tutorials are probably more peaceful. Just got here. What happened to Gopher CPU? It's a Core i9 that it's having weird crashes. It's not end of world. I could still play games. I've been denying that my CPU is the problem, but I've been having crashes in games, and people have been like, when playing Baldur's Gate 3, people are like, you get a strange number of crashes and issues. And I've noticed I get crashes in certain games, but they were always Bethesda games, and I did the whole, it's Bethesda. But it's now fairly obvious because I got some crashes in Cyberpunk as well. C-Law, $20 super chat. Thank you very much. So enjoy everything you do. I don't watch as often as I should, so here is a few books. Thank you very much. I will forever remember the baby announcement vid. Oh, wow, yeah. I've started rewatching your KCD Let's Play while waiting for the second game. I'm giving serious thought to doing a quick me playthrough, and that means not recorded before anyone jumps up and down, of Kingdom Come Deliverance 1, just to remind myself of the system. It's next year, isn't it, Kingdom Come Deliverance? Early 2025? I am thinking... Is your i9 that i9? Yes, it's that i9. February. I am thinking I might want to wait a month. From looking at, I haven't looked, I've got it on my playlist of things to watch. There's a video showing some gameplay of Kingdom Come Deliverance, but I briefly glanced at it and I still think there's some head bobbing. And I'm reliably told they still have savior snaps. So I'm probably going to wait until we get a few mods out. One that lets you save whenever the hell you want, and one that gets rid of the head bobbing. I didn't use many mods when I played Kingdom Come Deliverance, but I used a mod that got rid of the background on the user interface, which made it a lot cleaner. And I used one that let you save everywhere, and I used one that reduced the head bobbing. But that one could take some time. Did I ever play Enderall's expansion? No, I didn't. They do. Savior Snaps is one of their staple memes. They like it a lot. I get it, but I loathe and detest it with a passion unending. So, probably going to wait until that's... Especially for... They'll probably have Bloom and Chromatic Aberration too. Yeah, I'm gonna wait and see what everyone complains about for a week or two. So, but yeah, I read that KCD2 has De Novo. Okay, I don't know how De Novo affects games anymore. I'm not completely sure. I've heard bad things about it, but... So yeah. Now, things like Savior Snaps makes a Let's Play a little harder as well. I cannot stay immersed with things like that. Save stations and Savior Snaps. I can't. And I will not be able to help myself from snarking. I won't. I would immediately... I would just call it saving. I'm going to save now in case I die, and I'd drink the Savior Snaps. Because it's got a floppy disk on the side of it, for crying out loud. I just couldn't stop myself. Thank you, JJL Potter. £5 super chat. I watch Sleep With Your Minecraft videos currently. Been here since 2012, when I was 11 years old. Oh my God. Now going on 24. I'll not be here without you. Thank you very much. I'd like to see Gopher try the Dark Lady Lex modded Skyrim. I am not going to ask. Devs specifically said no De Novo. Okay, well, let's wait and see what they come out. Stalker 2 is out in 1 week. 1 week. I've just finished Skyrim. I got to get all the editing done, and I want to record a few other things for, by finished Skyrim chapter 11, I mean, I got to the end of the Bard's College expansion main quest, but, I'm going to wander around a bit, go talk to the people in the Bard's College, see what they say, see if there's any footage there I'll put at the end, that type of thing. But beyond that, I'm ready for Stalker 2 as long as my CPU doesn't crash constantly when playing it. I like to think of it as the character is an addict and will black out. No memory of the previous day unless they have their fix of Savior Snaps. Yeah, the problem is whenever I come up with things like that, I'm still going to snark them. I'm going to drip so much sarcasm you could feel it coming through the headphones. You never finish Skyrim. Yes, Skyrim cannot be finished. It is the forever game. Leo Lara, thank you. $10 super chat for my favourite antisocial recluse. First Gopher video I watched was Amnesia: The Dark Descent. Oh, scariest game ever made. Did you ever make a video about the immersive mods you don't enjoy, like drinking potions animations? No. I've not. I wouldn't say I don't enjoy those. I wouldn't enjoy those. I might enjoy those. Actually. Have you heard of Exodus? Apparently they have some OG Mass Effect creatives behind it. No, I don't. I don't follow games as a general rule. They just sort of happen and appear, and then I go play them. Because it's not even a deliberate thing of trying not to get excited. I don't really follow things. I'm the same with movies and stuff. I probably put 3,000 hours into the various Skyrim versions. Okay, and you've never fought Alduin. Oh my god. Let me just check. Elder Scrolls Skyrim. I currently have in Skyrim Special Edition 1,800 hours. That's all Leonard. And no, well, because Leonard's probably about 750 hours. I tried to estimate it. Technically, it's about 850 hours, the save. But like I said, there's a lot of that that's going to be just sat in menus. So the rest of it's going to be making videos. Oh, no. Like, it probably is the times when I just press escape and leave it for 2 hours and then come back and reload the save. It's probably that. I probably have had the game running for close to 2,000 hours. But I don't think I've actually played anything other than Leonard on Skyrim Special Edition. So that does not include all... Right, in Elder Scrolls VR, 190 hours. That's Derek. So I'm gonna have a quick look at the OG Skyrim. Now, the strange thing is, right, for main Skyrim on this account, I've got 500 hours. But I started this account long after I'd played Skyrim to death. On my other account, I started this account like as a Gopher on Steam, but my other account's probably got about 3,000 or 4,000 hours on it. So, yeah. Ooh, just went to the store and the first thing it popped up was Stalker 2 pre-purchase now. Okay. I'm seeing Stalker 2 might have some head bobbing. We'll have to see. Comes out on the 20th of November. That is 1 week. That's a week today. Oh. So anyway, yes, I have many hours in Skyrim. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh yeah, CK. There's probably a lot of time I spent in Skyrim testing different mods. Skyrim Special Edition. And, of course, creating mods. So that's also a thing. It's played Skyrim to death, you say. Lucky there's necromancy. Yeah, that's what mods are, really, isn't it? Keeping Skyrim alive forever. We do not pre-order. No, you should definitely not pre-order. Yeah. Oh, wow. This went on a lot longer than it should. It's 10 o'clock. I'm wondering if I even have time for Baldur's Gate 3 now. I suppose I could do a quick Baldur's Gate 3 stream. This was supposed to just be a quick. My plan for this video was to basically acknowledge that those of you that were telling me my CPU was balked were right. This was more of a... Yeah, you guys were right. I was wrong kind of video. AA, £10 super chat. Just checked. I've played 662 days. 23 hours. Can we just say 663 days of Fallout 4? Do I have a problem? Yes, you do. Hey, but here's the thing. If you enjoyed it, is it really a problem? Ferocious Tater Tot. Great name. Thank you for the $25 super chat. You and Leonard got me and my family through the aftermath of a house fire. Oh, that sucks. I've always meant to thank you for that, so thanks. Well, thank you. Yeah, I had an apartment go on fire. Not a laughing matter at all. Fire is surprisingly dangerous and destructive. People know it. They've learned it, but until you've seen it happen and then seen the aftermath, you've really not got. Play Don't Stop Talking and Nobody Explodes with me then. No, I can't play. I got to play Baldur's Gate a little bit. They've been waiting there for an hour. iHUD always on my must-have lists. Why does Bethesda have such bad UI design? I know, right? I still can't get over Starfield's UI. I cannot get over the UI on Starfield. It is so god-awful. The heads-up display especially. I cannot believe it. I am shocked and horrified. Forget the fact that things don't just fade when they should fade. And they should. I'm sorry. I should not need to make immersive HUD for games anymore. It should not be needed. But the fact that the experience meter comes up at the center of the screen and the you have discovered location comes up at the center of the screen, it's bloody awful. I mean, look, Cyberpunk had UI issues when it first came out. I complained about those bloody telephone calls coming up at the middle of the screen while you were driving. CD Projekt Red listened. Not only did they move it, they stopped it from, well, you could reject it, which was why that was not always a thing, I'll never know. But hey, they put it in. Don't complain when they fix something that they should fix. So yeah. You want to talk about terrible UIs? Allow me to introduce you to Veilguard. Oh, is it bad? Is it bad? Should I play it just to be able to rant about it? Is it bad? Is it funny bad? Maybe that's what I should do. Turn my channel into a rant channel. It's strangely bad. Is it half a screen like Ubisoft's UIs? Veilguard is my game of the year. Unoctium. Some fights going on here now. Everything about Veilguard is bad. Yep. Where? What I heard is it's fine-ish, but only after you're about halfway through. Add some politics and that would solve all your problems. Yeah, that might get me raising up the algorithm, but it would probably raise my blood pressure, and no thank you. On behalf of everybody, I think I can safely say we need a little less of that in our lives and a little more all just chilling out complaining about Veilguard. Or saying it's your favourite game ever. A rant channel would probably please the algorithm. It loves drama. Yeah, I don't. I'm going to go. Right, guys, I am going to go. Thank you very much. You have actually cheered me up, and the support I've been getting tonight has been incredible. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very, very much. I will definitely evaluate how I should approach this CPU problem now. So yeah, I will give it some thought. Chuckle Duck, $5 super chat. Thank you very much. You could use the money to get a new CPU, send the balked one back. Then once you've got both back, you could recoup losses by selling one second hand. Not the craziest idea I've ever seen. Definitely not the craziest idea I've ever seen, to be honest. Yeah, you know what? It's not the craziest. I mean, I'd make a little bit of a loss, but less of a loss, right? And I'd not have any downtime. I've got things to think about. I have got things to think about. I'm going to take a quick 5-minute break, guys. And then I'm going to be back with Baldur's Gate 3. It won't be a long stream, obviously, but we'll get a little bit of progress done in that. So, yes. Right. Thank you very much. And again, a big thank you for all the support, guys. You've cheered me up as well, tons. Not that I was miserable, but, you know. Thank you very much. I will see you guys. Those of you who are not going to join me on Baldur's Gate 3, which is going to be here on Twitch or on YouTube, just on a slightly different link. Thank you very much for listening to me go on for an hour and a half. And I will see you next week for yet more ramble, probably. God knows what I'm going to speak about next week. Oh, God, Stalker 2. Assuming I've actually got a functioning PC. Oh, God, yeah, maybe I'll be talking about Stalker 2. I don't know. We'll just have to see. Okay. Thank you very much, guys. I will see you guys soon.